The scream pierced the quiet afternoon like a siren. "Get out of here, you delinquent!" Karen's voice, shrill and venomous, echoed across the manicured lawns of Oakwood Estates. My daughter, Lily, barely 16, froze on the sidewalk, her backpack slipping off her shoulder. She'd come to visit me, her dad, for the first time in months after a bitter custody battle. Karen, the HOA president with a clipboard glued to her hand, stood on her porch, phone already to her ear, calling the cops. "Trespassing," she barked, her eyes gleaming with righteous fury. Lily, trembling, texted me, "Dad, help. Some lady says I don't belong here." My blood boiled. I was 3 blocks away in my home office preparing for court. I grabbed my keys, heart pounding, unaware I'd soon face Karen in a way she'd never expect. By the time I arrived, 2 officers were questioning Lily, her face pale but defiant. Karen stood smugly, arms crossed, spinning a tale of a suspicious teen loitering in our gated community. "She's not on the approved visitor list," Karen insisted, waving her HOA rulebook like a weapon. I stepped forward, introducing myself as Lily's father and, unbeknownst to Karen, the district judge overseeing local disputes. The officers nodded, sensing the shift. Karen's smirk faltered, but she doubled down. "He's lying. They're both troublemakers," she snapped, demanding Lily's arrest. I stayed calm, asking the officers to note her claims. They left without charges, but Karen's triumphant glare told me this wasn't over. That night I found a citation on my door. $500 for unauthorized guest. She'd escalated her vendetta, not knowing I'd see her in court. The twist came the next morning. My neighbor, Mrs. Chun, a quiet widow Karen had bullied for years, knocked on my door. She handed me a USB drive, her hands shaking. "I've had enough of her," she whispered. The drive held doorbell camera footage. Karen, the night before, sneaking onto my property to plant the citation and a fake stolen HOA sign she'd reported to police, claiming Lily took it. The truth hit like lightning. Karen wasn't just a busybody. She was framing my daughter. I thanked Mrs. Chun, promising justice. In court, I recused myself from directly presiding to avoid bias, but as a witness, I submitted the footage. Karen, summoned for her false police report and HOA overreach, strutted in, confident her word was law. The courtroom crackled with tension. Karen, in a crisp blazer, repeated her lies, painting Lily as a thief and me as an absentee father. Gasps rippled through the gallery as the prosecutor played Mrs. Chen's footage. Karen's face drained of color. The judge, my colleague, leaned forward, voice icy. "You fabricated evidence and abused your authority. Explain yourself." Karen stammered, her excuses unraveling. She claimed it was a mistake, then blamed Lily, then the HOA board. The gallery murmured, neighbors she'd terrorized for years over lawn ornaments, paint colors, even holiday lights, finally seeing her exposed. Mrs. Chun in the back wiped tears of relief. The judge ordered Karen to pay restitution, revoked her HOA position, and issued a public apology. Her reign was over. As Karen left the courtroom, head bowed, I hugged Lily, who whispered, "I'm okay, Dad. She's not worth it." We walked out into the sunlight, neighbors clapping softly, their own stories of Karen's tyranny surfacing. Mrs. Chun joined us, smiling for the first time in years. Lily, ever resilient, started a petition for fairer HOA rules, turning her pain into purpose. I realized then that justice wasn't just Karen's fall, it was the community rising. Karen moved away weeks later. Her house sold quietly. Oakwood felt lighter, neighbors reconnecting, sharing stories of her petty crusades. Lily's petition gained traction, sparking reform. I've never been prouder. Life's battles aren't won by revenge but by truth and courage. What do you think, was Karen's punishment fair? Or should she have faced more? Share your thoughts. I'm curious where you stand.